Hello everybody, welcome back to my TV review series. Today we'll be breaking down Season 3 of The Wire. Again, just had a wonderful bout with my camera. Again, I think this is recording in 4K. I uploaded my video yesterday, it says HD still. So, I don't know. Spent $1,000 on a camera, you kind of expect it to work, but it took me about 5 minutes to figure out how to get the recording to go back with all the weird modes and stuff. Honest question, can anybody on this planet do anything? Can a single person on this planet do their fucking job? The answer is of course not. Oh, God, you literally can't buy stuff that works. I mean, no one does their job, no one builds products that work, no one does fucking anything on this fucking planet besides fucking come, lie, steal shit, and do dumb nothing. So, great day to talk about some cops, why not? So, we do my breakdown a little differently than the other ones I've done for the TV series. I've done typically, again, I write down stuff scene by scene, just for TV shows that have been really popular. This show being pretty popular in the early 2000s, but it's just a lot of work for me. And again, I'm still working all day without a single paycheck. Literally going to bury my grandfather in 3 days at Arlington National Cemetery without constitutional rights. So, you know, like I said, a lot of people are learning from me and find this funny, but it's just truly just fucking torture for me. And I'm gonna remind that in every video that I fucking make until I stop getting fucking tortured by people biologically older than me, while at the same time absolutely more immature than fucking 14-year-old fucking children. I'm going to be tortured until I'm dead off of this fucking planet. I will never have a family, I will never have a job, I will never have a life, I will never experience happiness or any sort of safety, because I'm not allowed to participate in the human fucking species. So, yeah, so I watched some fucking TV shows. So, what I'm going to do is just, again, go through, like, the characters, give you overall, again, it's still spoiler alerts, but, so if you want to go watch the show, but just not scene by scene, and I'll just do it that way, just kind of like the overall big scenes throughout the series. So last season we had, again, the Sobotkas, the dock people. This season we're back to more just gangbangers, law enforcement, and politicians, and like mayors and stuff like that. So, series starts off, the towers, the high-rise towers get demolished. Avon is still in jail. He's in jail with somebody who has a lot of scenes, a guy named Dennis Cuttywise, and just another dope boy, enforcer, hitman. He gets out of the joint first. He's a new character, and throughout this season, he's basically, he gets out of prison before Avon. He's like, the crew will set you up with something. He gets a pack from some dudes. He has no way to sell the pack, so he gives it to one of the street guys. I'm not sure if this is Marlowe at the time, but it's just another street dude. It might be Marlowe, but another criminal gets introduced in the season. And so Dennis gets the pack, gives it to a street dude to start selling for him. The street dude initially literally just steals it from him. Cuddy comes back and is like, where's my money? And the guy just pulls out a gun and is like, here's your money. And he steals it from him. So after that, Dennis pretty much, he's like trying to do it legit, trying to go straight. He gets like a landscaping crew job run by somebody who used to be in the street as well. And does that for a little bit, then it doesn't go too well, and then it goes back to Avon's crew. You meet a new guy named Slim Charles, who this season he's like the big hitman for Avon, the big muscle guy, doing most of the murders this season, but goes back and he gets told to go and at this point you're introduced to Marlowe. Again, this is not in order, it's in order as best I can. But Marlowe, just an independent street guy. Again, I don't have Proposition Joe up here. But at this point, again, Avon's in jail. Stringer's running thing for the Barksdale's crew. Prop Joe has the best connect. Again, at the end of season 2, they were working together. So they're basically like a co-op. Again, like the mob, like the commission, but for drugs. And they're going to go buy in bulk together so everyone gets better prices. And they're really trying to get away from the street beef. All the street people kind of get together in a council. And so Dennis gets told to go shoot up this, and Marlowe is not playing ball with anybody really. And in the season, Proposition Joe says he thinks he can talk to Marlowe, but Avon's really, he gets out of prison this season. In the first couple episodes, he really just wants to go to war. Stringer's more into like commercial real estate development this season, so Stringer's more on the, let's do less bodies and more making money, or less street stuff. And so Dennis is told by Avon to go with Slim Charles to shoot up some of Marlowe's crew. Goes back to do the hit. Slim Charles shoots some 14-year-old. Cuddy is literally about to shoot a dude, and it sees it's the guy that stole his pack from a couple episodes before that, and does not shoot him. And Slim Charles and Cuddy go back to Avon, and Slim Charles is like, again, kind of very overdoing the street thug acting on this character to me. But he's like, I pulled up on him and started squeezing so Cuddy couldn't get his shots in. And Cuddy's like, nah, I guess the street game's not for me. I'm done with this for now. And so at that point, Cuddy's pretty much out of the street game. He goes to, basically for the rest of the season, start like a boxing gym for people, for hoppers and drug dealers and corner boys. And so the big political thing this season is you get introduced to a detective. Remember, we have Burrell is now the police commissioner. Rawls is like the deputy commissioner right under him, but certainly Burrell's number one. Rawls is close number two. And then you have, again, I don't know police hierarchy all that well, but I don't know if it's a major. I think it's a Major Colvin, another big black dude. And basically the political environment this season is they're trying to keep the murder rate under 300 bodies for the year. And how do we lower crime, and how do we deal with, again, just the corner boys tearing down our neighborhood type of deal. And so Colvin is getting grilled by Rawls and Burrell. You also have another Odell Watkins is like some sort of senator or local mayor candidate or somewhere in some political figure. You have another Thomas Carcetti, who's a councilman. Again, just a city councilman or a state senator, or again, I'm not exactly sure what the politics are on where they're ranking. Really not clear this season. Turman, who's the mayor, and so that's kind of the political structure and hierarchy there. So Colvin decides that what he's going to do to lower the crime rate is to make a drug-free, or a place where you can sell drugs for free without any intervention from police. Concentrate all of the drug dealing in one area, and then once you get enough people surrounded in the same area, start arresting everybody. And so Colvin does that. He's like, again, on his way out towards the end of his career, so he's not too worried about the backlash, doesn't really have anything, doesn't know what else to do to lower the crime rate. And so he does it without telling Rawls, Burrell, any of the council people or the politicians, and basically it was like, keep this between us. This season, the police, it's pretty much the same. Again, you have Lieutenant Daniels running Greggs, Lester Freeman, McNulty, Bunkmoreland is still in the murder department. Again, this is law enforcement, there's a bunch of divisions and stuff. And so, Herc and Carver, they're kind of in this, they're under the Colvin, the Western District area, I believe. They have another new detective, basically the same amount of role as Herc and Carver. Bush, just a white dude. He still has less roles than Herc and Carver. And Herc's a big white dude. Carver's kind of a slim black dude. But they decide to do that. And so Herc is pretty much against the free zone. And then this plays out over the whole season. But there's even one time where, the deal is, the police are going to let you sell drugs, no violence, and don't go in on these anywhere besides the designated dance area. And I think they call it Hamsterdam. It's some play on Amsterdam, but I think it's Hamsterdam. Kind of a weird name. And so that's going on. Turns out there is a body. Somebody dissed somebody else's shoes, so they shot him. and Carver is getting like a supervisor now. Herc and Carver both have like more administrative roles. I think Carver's in charge, but two dudes under Carver, two police officers under him, come back and they're like, let's move this body so it doesn't, so it looks like the free zone's still working for the no violence. So they drag the body over, again, Colvin, trying to cover for Colvin. The rest of the police catch wind because there's a trail of blood and it wasn't too subtle. So that's what kind of happens there. The criminals, again, Avon gets out of jail pretty early on in the series. Again, they're just going back and forth. Everyone wants their corners, everyone wants their products. Stringer's trying to build bigger businesses. All of the cops are really trying to pin down Stringer. There's another dude under them, Shamrock's introduced in this episode. Marlowe's got a couple people under him, Monk and Snoop. Snoop's like this young female. Again, another just weird character, just the street attitude played up too much in my opinion. And you also have Omar. I don't even have him up here, but throughout the series, Omar is coming back for, again, trying to avenge his boyfriend Brandon, who the Barksdale crew filleted up pretty good. And so he's back in the picture. There's a scene with Omar, major scene with him and two female jackers, like robbers. They're going to do a robbery, and his new boyfriend. They go to rob one of the Barksdale's crew. They're particularly targeting the Avon's crews. They go into the dope house. They're robbing them. There's a bunch of dudes upstairs. They're not sure. They didn't know what was there. So they rob the drugs, but then the dudes pop out of the front and start shooting at them. And one of the girls in his crew takes one to the dome. And is dead in the streets. And so the other chick kind of, the crew's shaken up. It's a major scene there, and not really sure what happens in between after that. But Brother Muzone comes back into the picture again from season 2. This super hitman guy, Muslim hitman guy, and basically he's looking for Omar because Omar shot him in season 2. And so Brother Muzone and his bodyguard or muscle guy gangster keeps going to gay bars. Again, Omar's gay. Trying to find Omar, keeps going back to the same gay bar quite frequently, keeps asking about Omar. The dude, Omar's new boyfriend or the guy from his crew, is, after several times going in there, Brother Muzone's guy, Omar's guy jumps him as he's leaving the bar and's like, what are you looking for Omar for? And then Brother Muzone jumps Omar's guy. And so beats up his dude, and Brother Muzone and Omar have a scene staring each other down. Basically, Brother Muzone's trying to figure out exactly what happened, and he learns that Omar wasn't lying about. I think it was, again, I forget the politics of, again, Stringer. Remember, because Avon hired Muzone, Stringer was running things out of prison, and so basically, Brother Muzone learns that Omar is not lying about of what happened in season 2. So basically, Brother Muzone has Omar's boyfriend or crew member with him, and he's like, we're gonna go. And Brother Muzone had interrogated Avon about the situation, and Omar and Brother Muzone are gonna go whack Stringer. And so they do that. Stringer and one of his dudes, and then like a construction worker, who, again, Stringer gets jacked out of like $250,000 from just some contractor, again, trying to do legitimate businesses. And so Brother Muzone and Omar pull up on Stringer, and they kill him and his muscle bodyguard in one of like the construction zone places that they have. And so Stringer's knocked off this season. There was resolution. Stringer tells Avon that he did have D'Angelo whacked. Avon just seems to take it as part of the game. What else is going on? D'Angelo's mother's grilling both of them, but Avon covers for Stringer. But there's a scene where D'Angelo's mom learns that at least Avon knew something happened and it wasn't just a suicide. So that was another big thing throughout the season. McNulty figuring out that D'Angelo didn't commit suicide. Getting the police throughout this time again, just working on wiretaps, trying to get Stringer's phones. The same type of plot development there. Not much going on there. Who's banging who this season? Again, McNulty was banging it out with Rhonda, the general counsel. There's a scene where McNulty's, again, he's at the beginning of the season, he wants to get back with his ex-wife. She's banging some dude in a nice suit. But McNulty goes to Rhonda's place one night, and now Lieutenant Daniels is banging Rhonda. And Daniels is married, but the marriage is clearly at its end, and Daniels' wife is running for some sort of political role. So the marriage is still together, but not really. They're pretty much openly separated, and Daniels really starts dating and banging Rhonda Perlman, the general counsel. And Burrell Rawls, they're always dealing with Carcetti. Again, I didn't like his character whatsoever. Again, I hate insecurity and again like political writing, fake political writing. It's just brain dead. All of those scenes were off-putting to me. Just is not my thing whatsoever. Because again, in real life, seeing what people jerk off to in entertainment land and saying, oh, this is a good TV show, knowing damn well these are the people in real life that would never fucking do their jobs literally fucking ever, as demonstrated by today. In the past 6 years, massive has been on your desk, and even in the past 20 years of people instinctually denying scientific proofing because they're so illiterate, and it's just like no one seems to know, so that's like a problem with like everything. So the political stuff off-putting, the cops are pretty much doing the same stuff. Those are the big criminal scenes that I remember, again, at the end of the season. Oh, you also have, again, Bubbles is still doing, in this season they got, again, their burner phones. It's pretty interesting, because this is, I think it was like 2004 was this season. So, you know, at the free zone at Amsterdam, they're calling their drugs WMD, like weapons of mass destruction. There's a lot of Nancy Pelosi signs in like the bars and stuff, so I'm not sure what Pelosi was doing in 2004. But they're using a lot of burner phones, so clearly that disposable phones was clearly like a thing relevant in this time frame. But Bubbles, the confidential informant for Greg's friend Johnny, he overdoses when they end up finally going and arresting everybody in the Amsterdam zone, and they find Johnny, Bubbles' friend, overdosed in the buildings. So, and at the very end, can't miss the end. Stringer was actually giving Colvin information on Avon, because again, Stringer's really was going to a different area of getting more business, and Avon's just going to war. So they get an address, the direct address for Avon's headquarters. The police do a big raid on that. As they're doing a big raid on the Amsterdam, they arrest Avon, his entire crew, basically literally loading up a bunch of weapons, grenades, automatics to go to war with Marlowe. And so at the very end, Avon gets arrested. He learns that Stringer had given Colvin the address. McNulty shows him the paper. Kind of finishing scenes of the season. Colvin's is looking at the destroyed Amsterdam area, and Bubbles is going down the street picking up aluminum with another homeless dude. So those are the big scenes that I remember. I'll do most of my TV reviews like this just because as a consumer, it's a lot more enjoyable to watch shows without writing down every plot line of every scene. So overall, great. Again, I'll go to, I think last season I did a B+. I'll do a B-. The political scenes was really off-putting. Again, some of the gangster characters were just too overdone. I was not a fan of Snoop. Slim Charles was a little overdone. I did like Dennis Cuddy-wise. I did like him throughout the entire season. And at the end, he was just again working on getting his boxing gym up and running. So I'll watch season 4 and season 5 and giving you my review. And again, they always talk about what good policing is in this show. It's whatever the fuck isn't going on in Columbus, Ohio, and the rest of the fucking world. So again, enjoy your war. It's still raging on. All the dead men, women, and children are thanking you. So that's my review for The Wire Season 3.